Kembo, Kembo, Natata Wawulu, Elimo.
Good evening, family. Hope you're all doing well today. Kembo, Kembo, Natata Zambi, Yamazulu, and Kongo to Lento. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. And Ikeke, Moyokena, and we have here our beloved Nabi, Mikhael, Massa, and we have our beloved sister, Kim Kikutu. A lot of people have been asking us about visiting Angola, and so today we're going to be talking about a trip that we're organizing to go to Angola, give you for some details, and we plan to do that for next summer. And so we'll be giving you some preliminary information, because we will information, but right now we'll give you what we have planned for the trip, and as we take your questions, and we can add more to it or take out as necessary. Okay, so I think we'll start with how long this trip is and what date are we looking at?
Okay, I can go ahead and answer that. So we're looking at the dates in June, July, or those are the months, June, July, and August of 2021. Estimated dates are 15th of June to the 30th of June for the first trip. These will be 10-day stays, 2 days for traveling from, to and from. So that's a total of about 14 to 15 days that you should mark on your calendar to be participating in this trip.
That's good. And right now, I know we don't have like a final cost, because we're still putting costs together, and we know that things fluctuate, but do we have like a rough estimate of how much this might potentially cost?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Right now, I can give you estimate about trips. I just did price analysis just before we came on, just for an update, because the thing about the flights is they fluctuate. Okay. So we're dealing with airlines. We don't know what the price is going to be unless we actually plan. Okay. Right now, I got a price for $1,038.26 for one person to go round trip to Angola for next year. That's a great price right now. You see what I'm saying? So the key to all of this is going to be timing. All right. The sooner we know how many people want to go, the better. All right. Because these are going to be group rates we're looking at. So we need to know at least how many people want to go, so that I can present this to the agent and they can do they can present a proposal to the airlines, and then they're going to in turn give us a package deal, okay, for all of these trips. And one thing about the group rates, it locks in the trip. Okay, this is the only way you can lock in your flight. It won't change on you or anything like that, and you will definitely have a seat. This is the only way to lock it in. Now, keep in mind, once we pay for this, let's say we get an estimate for 15 people, $10,000. Okay, it's just an estimate example. All right, and they want 2,000 down. We need to be prepared to give that money. Each person in that group needs to be prepared to give their share, and I will break that down and let you know what that is. Okay, at least 1 week from the date that I get that quote. 1 week from the date that I get the quote. Okay, so as soon as we get the quote, we have the money the following week. That locks that group in to their trip. Okay. Now 90 days before we actually depart, which if we're leaving in June, the first trip leaves in June, we need to have the money together, all paid by March. That's 90 days ahead of time. Okay. And that's it. And then you're going. You're all good to go. So for those who want to do a very short payment plan, we're going to be starting that now. As soon as we get enough people interested, I'm going to go straight to the airlines. We're going to lock this in, and I want you to be ready to pay some money down, because we need to guarantee our spots.
Fantastic. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Okay. And in the total fee, what is it going to cover? Because I know we have the flights, hotels, and places that we're going to visit, any pre-planned attractions, we're going to include all of that, so that the only thing you really would be paying for would be maybe your lunch and your dinner, and your shopping, and maybe if you see something, some attraction you want to go that is not on our plan list, maybe things like that, you'll have to pay extra. But um, for what you have right now, what do you have covered?
Okay. So some of the attractions that we plan to visit are like the zoos, Beulah villages, museums, historical sites, local restaurants, European, Mediterranean beaches, parks, local markets. Um, those are the things that are planned for us to do as far as attractions are concerned.
Okay. And so it's going to cover the flights, I'm assuming. Will it cover the
Yes.
flight and the hotel?
Yes,
Hotels
it's going to cover everything once we get this package together. When I give you the package deal, it's
Yes.
going to include everything. When I tell you, like, say for instance, I say we're going to need $3,000 for just a guess now, $3,000 for these trips, or even 2,000, hopefully. Okay, we can get it as low as possible, but we want to be realistic because you also want spending money there too. Okay, so it does not include spending money. It will not include anything you want to buy while you're there. Okay, and it won't include any extra meals that you want. You'll get a meal at the hotel. One, more than likely it'll be the breakfast meal. Okay, or brunch. Any other food, you'll have to pay for that out of your pocket. But the trip itself will include your ticket, your transportation, your visas and passports. You will have to purchase those separately. I can give you some guidance on it, but I cannot actually go through that process for you. Okay. So those prices will be separate, and I already know that the passport is $110 and the visa is $50. Here in the U.S., you will apply for a passport. Okay, you
Okay,
have
for
to
the
have a
US
passport.
passport. Okay, for those who
Yes, you have
don't
to have
have
a
one. Okay.
yes, you have to have a U.S. passport,
Okay.
and that's what it is. And
710.
yes, it's $110, and as well as the visa,
Okay, fantastic.
which is 50. That's a separate fee. So you have to have two different documents there.
Okay. And brother, would you want anything you'd like to add to
No, no, really.
at this point? Okay, we'll have some questions for you later.
How many people in total will be in a traveling group?
Is it about 25? Let's
Yes.
say a maximum of about 25.
Yes, we'll say maximum 25 to account for any of those with that group price who might decide to go at a later date, because we want everybody to come. Okay,
Yeah.
everybody to that wants to go will be able to do just that.
Okay, fantastic. So when people arrive at the airport and everything, how will they be greeted? Will the group pick them up, or how is that going to work?
Yes, there will be a chaperone. That's the most important. You have to have a chaperone. That's the most important thing. And you can't plan a group trip like this without having somebody who's in charge of the group, right? So yes, there'll be a chaperone available. We'll coordinate with who that chaperone is, send out a picture of who that person is, so everybody will know who that person is and what they will be wearing that day. Yes, I want you to plan.
Okay, so I know sometimes at the airport people just hold up placards too, saying I'm waiting for this person.
Exactly,
and that help you identify who's waiting for you.
And that is a sign will be there as well. So.
All right, and so we'll be taking people from the airport. I know that we plan to get a bus so that we can move together as a group. We'll have hire a bus and a driver, and I know we talked about previously talked about the kind of attractions that we expect to have, and one of them is I know they have uh, zoos. There are zoos. We have we visit to some villages, museums, historical sites, local restaurants, and the beaches, parks, local markets. And I know we're going to land in Luanda. When your flight arrives, you'll be in Luanda, but we'll also plan to get people to visit Beulah at some point, and then maybe some other little villages. So we'll have more information on that. So in the case of visas, I know you already mentioned that. Do you have any more information on visas
Yes.
Didn't
There is no problem to get visa. This is very simple. So you know, so you have different kinds of visas. You have working visas. You have visa for visitors. So and this can be also this type of visa can be also visa for charity, like special visa for the charity. The trip that we used to do is some people are coming because they want to see the children that they support over now few months. People used to support some Beulah. They want to see the children. They want to see what Beulah does. They want to, to touch the ground of Beulah, to see Maquela, to see Uige, to see North Angola. And for the rest, it's like, there are some different kinds of attractions, some different kinds of features, but that normally does not really have something to do with Beulah, but has more to do with, traveling, having fun, or cure, or people that used to be interested in African traditional medicine, which means that everyone can find out where he really wants to, to go. You know, can also be that. And one day, maybe people want to see the Miramar, the city of Luanda, the complex city where they used to build houses in the transatlantic coast and stuff like that. And other people say, no, I'm not interested. I just want to go to visit the doctors, So this is what is really, this because 2 weeks is short, because we will spend like 1 week for the travel from Luanda to Beulah and back.
So you're saying maybe we'll start off in Rwanda, spend a few days there, and then move over to Beulah. Maybe
to Maquela, Beulah, and back. Exactly.
Okay.
All this will be all days and which kind of things the people can do. Everything will be programmed. So I do not want to go too deep into detail now because we have a lot of things.
I think we'll definitely do more videos as we get more information. Okay. So the next question would be refunds. How much time do people have to change their minds? And what will they get back?
So a full refund up to 8 weeks before the date of your trip is, I think it's going to be not feasible. At that point, 8 weeks, that's 2 months. We have 3 months, okay, before we have to pay for the full trip, everybody. And given that late of a notice, I think we need to know that a little bit sooner. So I would say maybe 12 weeks before the date of the trip, you can get your full refund. Once the hotel and flights are booked, your refund will depend on the vendor's refund policies. And we'll just stick to that and keep it all business that way. Expenses incurred and exchange rate differences, that'll all be up to that vendor.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and any kind of special kind of clothing for people to bring? What's the weather like over there?
Hot. It's normal. It's not so hot. It's like if you're in Miami or something like that. It's like normal. It's hot, windy a little bit. Yeah, it's warm. It's always warm, even in the winter. So.
Okay, that's great. That's good to know. Okay, and
I think that will be important is that if we stay in Beulah one day, maybe to have some tents, because it can be that if we are so many people that the houses there won't be, you know, won't be so much, so that we can put some tents, open some tents, and then also we have to find out if we want to stay there one day or 2 days in Beulah and then going back. If we drive with car, we need one day to arrive to Maquela, and from Maquela To Beulah is like 3 or 4 hours. We can stay in Uige, we can also stay in Maquela.
Okay. So language is spoken in Angola. You know, there's Portuguese, and there's also Lingala French. But English, well, English is not very common, right?
It's not so popular, but they speak Portuguese, speak Lingala, and there where we used to go into the villages speak Congo.
There'll be a chance for us to brush up our Congo and come and.
Visitors, it's not important to know the language.
Okay, yeah, not really, but if people did want to practice a little.
I mean, yes. We have translators.
Yes.
We're gonna practice with Brother Mikhael. You gotta practice first.
But Mikhael, do you speak Kikongo a little?
No.
No,
Oh, can't practice with
Lingala.
I know how to communicate, but if you this young people, they speak Congo, and there also it's not so easy to communicate with all of them.
Okay. So are we looking at some kind of installmental payment, or how many installments, if people are going to be able to pay in installments? How many installments are we looking at?
Right now we're in October. Okay. So if we're talking about gathering this information, say by the end of next week, okay, we're already looking at being possibly in the month of November when we really start installment payments, because we only have one more week left after that to actually get that bid in. Okay, so that's the end of October. So now we're in November and December. Okay, January, February, and March. That's it. That's 5 months, 5 payments. Okay, if you're we can do it different ways. That can be broken down as far as how you want to pay. You know what I'm saying? Your installments, we can break it down to more. But for those who only get who are on a salary or something like that monthly, then yes, we can do the monthly payments. But there's only 5 months left. We have to do it. We have to make it happen if we're going to do it.
That's good. Okay, and what about banking, money exchange facilities, credit, debit cards in Angola? How does that work?
There is a way, that I used to say it so often that it is better now to send some money. We do not know tomorrow. The exchanging rate now for $100, I think, is something with 70,000 or 75 or 74. It's changed sometimes. But normally $100 used to be like $30,000, 30,000 kwanza. It's even, we have now more than the half, which means that people have a chance to get some profit of the exchanging rate as well, which means that if we can save money and send the money, to me here now in Angola, and I exchange it to the kwanza, which means that we can get getting things also a little cheaper and work on this, but all this depends on the people, I don't know.
Yeah, can people use their credit and debit cards over there?
No.
And,
You need your money. You take your money with you.
Yes, it's very difficult. Just having a little experience of traveling in Africa, it's very difficult to use your debit card. It's extremely expensive. Your banks in the States or wherever you're from are going to charge you big time.
Exactly. That's why I have if I do this exchanging, it's like working with some high governors and colonels and bosses. They used to have, they used to do money transfer. That's why you can do these kinds of things and getting good money over here if you exchange. But normally, you have to take your money with you.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
And if you change, and if you think that you can just send money here through the bank, they will give you 30. They will take you like more than 40%, so even more.
That's so true.
You can take up to 10,000 euros or $10,000 with you, and you do not have to give in the declaration as long you do not have more than $10,000 with you.
Right. So for those who want to do other stuff like
Or you can bring in so much money that you have, but if you pass $10,000, you have you're able to do a declaration and declare it that you are traveling with more than $10,000. You do not have to show someone your money. If you have here some projects that you want to bring in this 2 weeks, or maybe someone want to stay longer, I don't know. But all this must be planned and told. People have to talk to us, because we do not want to have some problems later.
So that's why you're suggesting that we go ahead and start sending the money now, right? Because the rate is great right now.
I always used to say that it's cheaper, but if someone just think like, yeah, because we have to pay hotels, we have to pay the buses and all these kinds of things. So if someone, it depends on the people, like I have said, what is better for them, or.
And who will be our tour guide? Do we know who will be our guide on the trip when people get there?
I'm there. I will be there. Like I said, we will visit some people in the church. We will visit some museums. We will visit some architects and doctors from the African traditional medicine. We're gonna see some governors, which means we're gonna see some people that used to work um, um, for the government. So that if people have some ideas, it depends on people what they really want to do. Like I said, we will have 1 week where people can choose where they want to do certain things and what they want to do. I mean, we will have our plans, but if someone say, okay, I want to stay at home and meet someone else, it's possible to arrange that too. Um, so we will have a traveling agent. But there you have Sister Kim and some other sisters. They also they are good enough informed to to show people what we will do exactly.
And food, eating, shopping, what kind of thing are people expect? What's some of the foods you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you have the hotel food. It's fantastic. People here used to eat organic food without chemic. A lot of fish. You have salad. You have also here in Angola, people used to eat beans a lot, and different kinds of sauces and spices, fufu and manioc, yam, meat, god meat, different kinds of meat, chicken, and in my father's house, there I will do something like a dinner, where all of us, after a hotel, after a long road to see, to visit certain places, maybe the tabernacle or whatever, and people will become hungry, then we will go to my father's place, stay there, eating, having fun, but normally in a hotel every morning, people will have their breakfast.
That sounds wonderful, actually. Yes, yes, yes. And Jan, this will be in Luanda, or is that in the Maquela area?
The tabernacle will be in Rwanda.
Luanda.
People are interested. I think 2 weeks is really not much. So everything will go so fast, and it's only for people that are interested to getting like spiritual baptism, or know more, like washing, getting a washing cure, um, etc., etc.
Well, that's good to know. So basically, are people like restricted to stay only 2 weeks, or could they extend their stay at their own expense?
Exactly. We have our times that in these times we used to do travel. We used to visit certain places, but Africa is a home for everyone, and people come to visit Angola, and who knows when they will have the next chance to come over. So if someone say, hey, look, I don't want to go to this thing here, I want to do something different, then we can organize this as well.
So just to let people know that there's some flexibility. We will have a set program, but people are also free to participate in things outside of the
I
program.
mean, we have to separate things from Beulah, because we are a charity, but we have also to separate the some things that the travel do. We will do everything what is in the statutes, but if some people want to do some different kinds of things as well, I think this is also possible. Like citizenship, if you want to do the citizenship thing, you have to you have to arrange 2 or 3 days to get into this trouble. It's also a fight. You have to go to sign, to do certain things, etc. It's crazy, but it's like it is like it is. So it's like you're coming to a trip, but you are also coming for work. It's like it depends on the people what they really want to do. We have land here. Maybe you want to visit some land or etc. Buying a house, you know. So all this will take time. I will give you just 1 or 2 people that will go with you, and you will go with them, and they will show you what you need, etc. But I have to be concentrated with the mass to go with them, But it can happen that it can happen that some people will go to visit the museum, and someone say, I want to go to the tabernacle. Maybe some people want to go twice to the tabernacle or 3 times. It's like, then they can't go to the museum, then they can't go to the markets, or visiting the marginal, which means the city of Luanda or stuff like that. But to Beulah, all of us will go.
Okay. And medical, like health insurance and things, is that included in the price of a ticket? If there's any kind of medical insurance, what is the hospital situation there like?
Exactly. So we have doctors over here that will take care of us from America, but also from Germany.
And Sister Kim, do you find that there's any?
Yes, there is medical and insurance that's available with your travel when you purchase the tickets. So we can include that in our ticket prices. And I more than likely will include that in the ticket price because I want that to be all inclusive.
Brother Mikhael, does anything come to your mind when you're just about things people might want to keep in mind when visiting Angola, just customs and things that
you have everywhere food people love to eat. So there is a lot of different kinds of foods people maybe will try. So bring money with you. There is, there's there's cinema. There's different kinds of things people can do in the night. Then you have, maybe different kinds of attractions, African arts. Like I have said before, there are some people, different kinds of people, they have different kinds of ideas. Maybe they want to buy something here, or they want to do some paper things. All this used to cost also money, and yeah, they have to know that if they want to do some traveling that is not included into the plan, into the travel plan, you have to know that they also have to pay these kinds of travel actions by themselves.
all right, I think that this particular video will get more questions from people and have more information to share as time goes on. So what can people do right now? So after watching this video, what would be the first step?
I would say they need to go ahead and apply for their passports like right now
Mm-hmm.
because it takes approximately 6 months processing time right now for passports in the US. So applying for your passport, if you don't already have one, immediately, you haven't already done it.
And then once they get the passport, what will be the next thing to do?
The next thing to do, of course, Well, you're already going to contact me to let me know that you want to go on the trip, and we're going to have that down payment. We're going to lock you in. You're going to apply for your passport, so you have all of that taken care of by the time the trip date comes. There's nothing further really you need to do other than start planning, praying. So yes, things you normally do anyway. That when you're planning for a trip, you know the weather is going to be hot. So if you don't already have a proper clothes, make sure we're dressed appropriately. We want to be modest, okay? And just start wrapping your mind around our trip that we're going. Get excited because we're going home. We're going to visit home, okay?
Yes. Okay, so the first step now would be to get your passport. And
Yes.
What was the next thing?
Make us aware that you want to go, of course. We're going to have a little questionnaire, like how many people are going to be traveling with you? Okay, which date do you want to go? Do you want to go in June, or do you want to go in July, or do you want to go in August? We will be having trips all the way throughout those months, and to continue up until, you know, Tata and Zombie says otherwise.
We lost
Okay.
brother Mikhael. I hope he comes back. It's like his connection went out. And also, we want to just touch very briefly on options for those who maybe cannot afford at this point, afford to pay for this trip. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, I would like we could have a give forward that will get some people home, you know what I'm saying, to visit and do all the things that they need to do and help, you know. It's great for us to talk about, you know, all the psychological issues that we faced during slavery and our colonialisms. And we've been through a lot. Okay, now let's help each other. Let's put some funds together and help each other. Let's give. Okay, we're not saying give all, give a little, give something. You see what I'm saying? To someone who doesn't have. It's simple as that. We are family. A family is supposed to come together. So we don't have to be rich to do this, but we do have to have the mind of giving, to open up and think about somebody else other than you know, the person in the mirror. You know, so to speak. That's just my take on it.
That makes
Let's
sense.
help each other, because there are a lot of people who want to go who can't. While you're paying your fees, think about, oh man, somebody else might not be able to pay some fees for they get their passport, you know. Let me put a little money to the side and give it so that that'll be for them, for somebody else who can't afford. Let's think about the next person, sister, brother, child, whomever. There are a lot of people in our homeland who are hurting seriously, who need help. Okay, and we can make that happen if we work together.
No, because we were talking about to help people travel over there. Right?
Yes,
About donations to help people over there.
yes, we want to help people over there too, outside of the travel. Both at
Yeah,
this
yeah, that's
moment.
what Beulah Charity is there for, right? So,
Yeah,
people might
that's what
donate
Beulah
to
Charity.
Beulah
I'm
Charity.
right. I was appealing for Beulah Charity at that
Charity,
moment.
okay,
But
okay,
the
cool.
other part about the traveling, yes, we need to help those who can't travel. Okay, and that's outside of Beulah Charity.
Yeah,
But the giving portion for those who want to travel and can't, that's the part that I'm talking about. Let's give a little extra, you know,
yes.
give a little bit, and everybody give a little. It'll be a lot at the end to help those who are in need. We want to go.
Are we looking at people traveling just from the States or from other parts of the world as well?
Yes, we are looking at flights for people not just here in the US, but for the UK. We're looking at South America. We're looking at Asia. We're looking at wherever in the diaspora our people are. And even if they need some assistance traveling within the continents, okay, we're looking wherever there's a need. That's what we're doing. We'll be looking at everybody.
That's good to know.
No one's going to be forgotten. No worries.
Yeah, you can come from even from the Arctic, I guess. If you
Yes.
can make it. Yeah, but I don't think we have any of our people in the Arctic, so
Oh wow, that would be
you'll be
interesting.
surprised.
Like, hey, I'm way out here. Okay,
Yeah,
no
from
worries. We
Greenland or
got
something. Yeah, so
you.
that'll be awesome though. Yeah, it'll be good to see, people from just not from only from the States, but from every part of the world, also coming in. So,
Mhm.
but email wise, what email address can people write to?
You can write to beulah.angola.trip@gmail.com.
If you wish to join this trip, send us an email, and then we will keep you informed after that. Some kind of questionnaire sent out to people.
Yes, just the basic information about who they are, what their interests are when they make this trip, what they want to see. How many people will be traveling with them, what month they actually want to travel. All of that's just is basic information, but it's needed, you know. What they do, that would be helpful. So we get to know each other as a family. I just really want us to get to know each other, like reach out, like we're family, and family knows each other, and we don't know. We might have the expert right in our midst, and we don't even know it because we haven't had that dialogue. We haven't reached out to each other, haven't made it known. You know what I'm saying? There's something that everybody does every day, for a living, to make their living. What do you do? Who are you? I need to know my brother and my sister, I think that's important dialogue to have outside of this and inside of this. It's all incorporated together. I'm open for questions. I'm open to track. I will be making sure, reminding you, how far have you gotten with your passport? Have you started on it? You know what I'm saying?
So we'll have a group. We'll create a group for everyone who's going to be involved, so people can talk to each other, so that we can have several topics with common questions that everybody has. We'll just do our best to answer your questions as we get all the information that is required. So we'll keep you informed. And you guys have anything else to add before we wrap up here? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited about this trip.
I'm really excited, if you can't tell. Yes.
I think the next meeting we will have some more information about everything.
Yes, we'll have a follow-up. So thank you so much for joining us. We will have more information for you later. And Salah Kiambuti.
Yeah. See me, family. See me.
See me.
Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.